What's going on, everybody? So I posed another question about Madden NFL 18 gameplay, and primarily it was about the zones, the O-line, and the catching mechanics. Now, a lot of people have been very upset about the way the zones have played in some of the gameplay that they've seen from, you know, guys like ToKe, kaykayes, I don't know, antodaboss, whoever else are the EA influencers that were able to fly down to Orlando and capture gameplay. This is the situation. I want to let you guys understand and why I do this and why I try to, you know, stay in contact with the people that really love Madden is because there were a lot of people that were around before Madden has changed, and that it's not like I'm trying to like stay like one of the old school guys like it gotta stay this way. I'm just asking for a more productive Madden and to utilize the tools that are now available to us with gameplay. Let's go ahead and start to take a look at some of the things that were said. The bottom line is I want to thank everybody for actually voting on my polls, for following me at GmiasWorld on Twitch and Twitter, and staying in tune with everything and starting to understand that the main purpose is to get a product that we can enjoy for the year, because you guys got to understand, once it's built, it is what it is. The way the game is right now, what you saw, some of those things can be tuned, and it's already expected that there's going to be a day one patch. So a lot of that stuff makes me nervous, because obviously we know where the patches have gone in the past, but that's what I'm being told. As far as tuning with the zones, it's very difficult to understand exactly how aggressive the zones will play. But again, when EA Play was going on, I was getting a lot of DMs and people were sending me stuff that was going on within the game. And they're like, yo bro, the defense is kind of sick, bro. You know, they stay with everything, the man-to-man coverage, all that stuff, the zones are sick. It's not a coincidence that when guys that come out to be influencers and promote the game, when they go out to play it, that it doesn't play the same way. I'm going to tell you why. Just think about it. If you make the game very hard and it looks ridiculous, who are you appealing to? A lot of the people that I play in this game locally in New York, when I go to GameStop at launch days, if I decide to play somebody, they enjoy the fact that you can aggressive catch anyone at any time. They enjoy the fact that ridiculousness happens regularly. EA Sports gets a lot of credit for now making it an arcade mode, because that's primarily what Madden 16 and Madden 17 was, without them telling it to you. It was pretty much an arcade game. It was NFL Street with Madden on it. That's what it was. Believe it, however you want to take it. You could say you know, whatever, but that's what it was. Because ridiculousness like the things that have happened in the past games, those things need to be addressed. It doesn't matter if you didn't like what I was doing. You know, I had one guy when I did a poll, oh bro, this guy's always complaining about 17, he said this, he said that. The people at EA Sports are very knowledgeable about who I am and what I am. And that's why they don't really speak to me as much, and they avoid me and stuff like that, because I'm only looking out for the best product. I don't care if you like me. I don't care. I don't want to take you out on a date, bro. I don't want to do anything with you guys. All I'm asking for me and for the people that play this game is a good game, because everybody can enjoy a good game. Remember, you guys gotta understand. You know what's funny about this? What's funny about this whole situation? Before I get into some of the concerns in the comments after you know, I posed this this actual poll. What's funny about it is this: people bring up the fact that Madden, the NFL football, everything that's owned as far as the rights that goes into the game is primarily right now owned only by EA Sports, and that makes it a monopoly, and monopolies are illegal. Let me just explain something to you guys. Regardless of how the game was in the past, when people like myself actually liked it, in my opinion, I really enjoyed Madden 25, but everything between 09 and 25, it was 08 was a classic. That's when they had like the Leafs and the guy was really fast or whatever. That was a real classic. Madden 07 I didn't like too much, but like I said, I've been playing Madden for so long, I've never experienced the Madden like the last two. And I'm being very honest with you, and that's going back to Sega Genesis, when the graphics weren't even an issue. Let me just tell you something right now. I used to have a couple of my homies, right? I used to play them, the Sega Genesis version, when the run game was kind of wild, and if you knew what you were doing, you were raw, and dudes were doing me dirty. And I loved the game anyway, bro. And you might say, oh yeah, but that's all that was around. No, it wasn't. There was a lot of other things going on. It wasn't really like all about this license stuff and stuff like that. Tecmo Bowl, it was a lot of stuff out that dudes was playing. You know what I'm saying? I was a very young dude, but we were out there and we were playing it. And the reason that Madden took off, you know, besides the ambulance coming out on the field and taking you off and all that stuff like that, it felt, at that time, it was something that you felt was the closest thing to football. And I just feel like they've gone away from that. Because as much as you try to make the game realistic on the field and the gameplay, I don't think people understand. The biggest thing about Madden was that no matter what, you had something you can play for an entire year. And even though you had something that you really loved, you look forward to the next year. Now we're looking forward to the next year for the wrong reasons. But nobody seems to understand what I'm trying to voice. And the reasoning behind why I'm so adamant about making sure that they understand, that they hear it, because I know these developers watch my videos. I know that they hear what I'm saying. It doesn't make sense that if you have somebody beat deep, they can warp in front of you and intercept the ball. It doesn't make sense that you throw the ball to your receiver and your receiver doesn't react to the ball. He starts fighting the defender because it's already going to be an interception. That takes away use for a controller. It doesn't make any sense. And like I said, I compare it to like Final Fantasy, when you already put the moves in and then the computer does everything else. That's not what Madden is. So for the rage and all the guys that are upset, the people that are mad at me and still raging and whatever like that, and everybody, like, I don't care about the imbalance of that. What I want is the product. I want something that we can say, all right, they listen to feedback and this makes sense. I already know from looking at the gameplay that predetermined picks, which means, like I said, I'll continue to voice that. When you have no control over the animation and everything just starts sliding around and it's stupid and something happens that they want to happen. That has no place in Madden. But possibly in the future, they will be able to fix that. Because remember, that didn't happen until 16. When 16 was patched, that was the worst thing for Madden. And let me tell you why 16 was patched. 16 was patched because people were crying about the wrong things. If you really think about it, Madden 16 at launch was probably the best Madden. Even with all the aggressive catching and all that stuff, because it wasn't it wasn't OP. It wasn't something that was always happening. The A-gap blitzes and stuff like that. I play football. Let me tell you something about, you know, when you play football, and most of my friends that are in the NFL or played in the NFL or in the AFL right now, they can attest to this. I was a D lineman and a linebacker. And for everybody, all you young kids playing football right now, even if you're in the Pee Wee League, I want you to comment on this. If you're a defensive lineman and the O-line makes one mistake, if you go, you stunt, you inside, fake out, bull rush, whatever he expects is coming, write in the comment section what happens. Do you get in for a sack? Or does the line like slide into you and all kind of stuff and you get nano detected? What happens? When Madden 16, and I know a lot of people are like, yeah bro, but the A-gap is cheating. Did you play Madden in 2002? When there was a nano, like a real nano blitz, like a nanosecond, dudes was in your backfield. I'm telling you right now, I'm about to pull up my PS2 and see what's really good though, and see if I could, like, you know, was it PS2 or PS1? I don't remember what it was. Madden 2002. I got to go back to it, but that was the last time that I remembered a real nano blitz, and I was playing people in person, and fights were breaking out. That hasn't happened since then. All these blitzes were blockable, but instead of people trying to figure out how to block things, they complained. Oh, this is coming in, whatever like that. Everything was blockable. That game could have been bum friendly because of the aggressive catch, but at the same time, it was balanced also for more competitive players. That was a very, very good game at launch, but it was patched. And then now we're looking at a day one patch. According to a lot of different sources, we're getting a day one patch. So that immediately lets me know, all right, we're in for it. Because I'm going based on track record. I don't know. And like I said, I can't give you my opinion of what Madden 18 is going to be based on guys that are playing it early with different type of sliders and different stuff going on. Because it's a reason why these particular people were chosen to go play the game early. It's for entertainment. It's to show off the graphics, how nice it looks and stuff like that. Those type of things, you know, is what EA is looking to promote. Okay? So going forward right now, as we look for what to expect with the day one patch for Madden 18, I don't know. But I'll let you know as soon as I get my hands on the game. I will let you know exactly what I think. But I am not a fan of patches because of what it's done in the past. It's not like it's done something to make the game better. It hasn't, in my opinion. And like I said, a lot of the things that with zones, like for instance, right, look, 70% of the people that voted on this poll right here say they seen the videos, all kind of craziness is going on, and zones is their #1 concern. That's a major issue. Because that Madden 10, when I put a guy in a flat, he played the flat. I don't know. Let me know in the comment sections. Like 11, 2, 12, 25, they played their zones. And it was a little bit more relative to what the game was supposed to be based off of, you know, depending on who was on the cover, things like that. But the game played a lot better than what it has become right now. And that's my major issue. But again, do I think they can fix it to the way it was at EA Play? Because a lot of people enjoyed EA Play. And I don't think that they did any patches. I think they just tuned the game down to make it easier for the influencers to play it. That's my verdict on that. But now that I'm hearing about a day 1 patch, I don't know where to go with it. So let's look at some of the feedback. He's saying, one guy is saying only relative to the player ratings. I don't mind missed assignments in zone coverage if a guy's awareness is or zone rating is low. That makes sense. If the attributes are something that's going to matter in Madden 18, that would make sense, but I don't think that that was the case. I think regardless of who you were picking, they were playing like they were in the concession stands and not doing what they're supposed to do. I think the problem that when someone jukes, the animation is forced. I can see that. I can see that in some cases, but you got to remember, the juke motion, sort of like in 16 with the double juke, the people are supposed to react, but I did see something that made it like it was kind of forced. I can see where this young man is going with that. Juke moves look kind of OP again. Nerf the zones, conservative tackles, and strafe. I'm very concerned about the strafe. I don't know if we're going to see the strafe ever again. I don't know what's going on with it. We have yet to see if a guy's going to stand solidly and not move around. I'm not sure if that's been addressed, but we have to go ahead and look at that. And what he was saying, what's the point of the competitive mode? We have to see. Rex Dixon, the creative director, have said several times that they're looking to tune and, you know, fix the zone situation. Okay, everything in Madden 16, 17 with fixtures here and there, polished Madden 17 players and new lighting, running out the tunnel with the story mode, with brought back team play but featured in MUT this time. I can understand the frustration. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much like I tell people, Madden 25, it was the same thing, but now you bring it back with MUT, because MUT being a moneymaker, you make a lot more money now with people getting the best team, and now you got 3 guys on one team. It works out. You know, MUT squads, we have to see how it plays. I haven't played it yet. Let me take a look at it. Because looking at it, it looks a lot better gameplay-wise, but that's pretty much the frostbite. I want to see how the game plays, because out of everything, it did look a lot smoother to me. So before I start criticizing it, I got to actually see how my players move around. Once I play it, you'll get everything from me. I'll let you know exactly what I'm feeling. Passing looks way too easy. Target passing being pushed here. Every single pass is perfect. Plus wide receivers are wide open. Again, that was done because influencers are going there. You know, it's supposed to look like that so you get more out of the gameplay for that time. The O-line was fixed and performed realistically. Madden would be the greatest game on earth. So this guy has a problem with the O-line, but the O-line looked like they blocked pretty well. Guys had like 95 hours to throw the ball, according to the videos that I watched. And then it said possibly tuned on launch day. Okay, so now, there's no need to go into any more replies. The bottom line is the feedback that I'm getting about the zones. We are going to have something fixed, patched, either patched or tuned day 1. Whichever way it goes, I will let you guys know exactly what I'm feeling about the game once I have it in my possession. I thank you guys and girls for voting on my polls. Hopefully you'll continue to vote on my polls in the future. Definitely like, share, subscribe, follow me on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram at GmiasWorld, and let's see if we can get some more conversation going, because I think by the time it's released on EA Access and everybody's playing it, it'll be too late. Let's try to get as much feedback out as possible. Let's try to get into the ear of the developers. Let's see what's going on. If we're all in it for the same thing, I think we could get close to something that's decent for the year. Until next time, one love.